Hey y'all, so I'm going to do a quick video on the equations that you should memorize to pass your CAM, your Certified Apartment Manager test. This little cheat sheet that I'm going to do right here, if you memorize everything on this, and then when you go to take your test, you just memory dump it, just write it all out really quickly as a little guide on your blank piece of paper, you will for sure pass the math portion. The word portion is really just common sense, so there is a lot of math on the test, so definitely make sure that you know these well, know your percentages well, like how to do percents, and like just basic algebra. If you know how to do all that, you'll pass no problem. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I just recommend memorizing all of this, writing it a million times before you go in to take the exam, and then as soon as you go in, just dump it out on a piece of paper, and you'll be able to refer back to it. All right, without further ado, let's go. And honestly, memorizing what these equations, what these terms even mean, is not as important as just knowing how to do the equation. All right, so you're going to start with your gross potential rents, which is basically best case scenario if you're getting market value on all your homes. And then you are going to subtract your vacancies. That's going to equal your total rent revenue. And now you are going to plus your other income, and that's going to result in your effective gross income. Then you are going to minus again your other expenses to get your NOI. Then you're going to subtract your debt services, your replacement reserves, and your capital expenses, and that will give you your cash flow. If you want to get your cash on cash return, you just divide your cash flow by the initial investment, which is like however much they initially paid for it. Like they bought the property for $2 million. And then you take that cash flow divided by initial investment and you multiply it times 100 so you can get it written as a percentage. So your cash on cash is going to be a percentage. So just take a screenshot of this and write it down like 20 times so that you know you have it memorized. Also, make note how it's minus, plus, minus, 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 minus on the left side. So it's just remember that it's subtraction and then only one addition, and then the rest are subtraction until you get down to the bottom and divide. Okay, for the next equation, we're going to be able to figure out, it's just simple algebra. It's your NOI, your cap rate, and you want to know your value. So it's just simple algebra like x plus z equals y. So the first one is to get your NOI, it's just going to be cap rate times your value. And to get your cap rate, it's going to be NOI divided by your value. And then the opposite for value is just value equals NOI divided by cap rate. So the first one is multiplication, so it doesn't matter which order it goes in, cap rate times value or value times cap rate. And then the other two are just simple division divided by the other. Just remember that they're both NOI divided by, and then just fill in the blanks. So just take a screenshot of this little chart and memorize that. You can also simplify it and break it down just to abbreviations to make it even easier to remember and memory dump on the test, like I did here. NOI is cap rate times value. Cap rate is, both of these are divided by NOI, or NOI divided by, sorry. And then the opposite. So if it's cap rate, it's value. If it's value, it's cap rate. Okay, so next is your total expenses, or your TE, and that's going to be everything added up together. Your total expenses for the property. So you're going to be looking at your operating expenses, your debt services, and your replacement reserve. And then you are going to need to be able to calculate your GOI, which is your gross operating income, your BEOR, which is your break-even occupancy ratio, and then your OER, which is your operating expense ratio. So your bottom two are just going to be divided by EGI. And then your top one is going to be EGI divided by. So I would just kind of memorize that little setup and then start filling it in. So your BEOR is your total expenses divided by your EGI. Your OER is your other expenses divided by your EGI. And then the top one is going to be your EGI divided by other income, which it looks like I did not fill in right here. Just put in a little OI there. Sorry that I forgot to do that. I'm recording the audio afterwards. Anyways, good luck. I've been a property manager for 4 years, and I've never used this information other than when I was taking my CAM, other than a few things like your NOI and your operating expenses. But mainly your accounting will generate reports that will tell you this information, so you don't have to calculate it anyways. But good luck, and you'll do well. Just memorize this chart, and yeah, have a good one. Thanks for watching.